What up? This is a clip from our big Sunday NFL kickoff show. Last week we went 17-9 plus 6.66 units. It was a big week for us, and we had 2 bad weeks in a row, so we were pumped up and ready to attack this card. There are so many issues going on with this week's card, so many. There's COVID issues all over the place, last-minute injury reports. We break down the entire thing, every single game, and if you want to watch the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's have a giant Sunday. Good luck to all of you, and thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support. But let's talk about the Sunday nighter. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. Bears 5-5, 3-2 on the road at the Packers. And in my notes from our Tuesday show, I wrote, is Akeem Hicks back? If he is, then take the under. But he's a game time decision, and those hamstring injuries are not something you want to fool with, especially when you need Akeem Hicks back, even if this is a huge game in the NFC North. Packers open up at -7.5. They're now -8 and 8.5. There were 9.5s. So the 9.5s are gone. So there's money coming in on the Bears. And I like the Bears at 9.5. And maybe I've waited too long here. This total opened up at 45.5. Now at 45 or 44.5. 34 Fahrenheit this evening in Green Bay. Mostly cloudy. 13 miles per hour is the wind. Bears have lost 4 straight, come in off their bye week. We last saw them drum up no offense whatsoever in a 19-13 loss to the Vikings on Monday Night Football. Trubisky now gets another chance to lead the Bears offense. Chicago allowing its opponents to convert only 33.3% on third down. That's the best in the league, and this is going to come into play against this tough Packers offense. Montgomery sat out 1 game with a concussion. He's expected back on Sunday night. We already heard Clint start a Die Hard MMA podcast. He's going to be using Montgomery in player props. Bears defensive tackle Akeem Hicks, hamstring. Left tackle Charles Leno Jr., toe. Both missed practice again Friday with injuries. Will be game time decisions. Safety Sherrick McManus. Offensive tackle Rashard Crowder. Cornerback Buster Screen. I forget how to pronounce Buster's last name. And Nick Foles. Those guys are questionable. Nick Foles, doubtful. Packers coming off disappointing 34-31 overtime loss at Indianapolis. That's the first time in LaFleur's 2-year coaching tenure. The Packers lost the game they led at halftime. They were held to 3 points in the second half after a 4-0 start. They split their last 6. Last 2 home games, they've not looked good. Packers lost 28-22. The Vikings eked out a 24-20 victory over the Jags. Packers rank among NFL's most efficient in third down situations, converting 47.9%. And only Vegas, Chiefs, and the Bills have better third down percentages. And that's going to come into play big. Packers entered the day leading the NFL in time of possession, 33-08. That didn't work. They had a very bad game in that statistic against the Colts. Green Bay has 2 key players coming back. Alan Lazard, their receiver, and cornerback Kevin King. But they lose center Corey Linsley to a back injury. He's questionable today. Valdez-Scantling, questionable. Josh Jackson, cornerback, questionable. And same with running back Tyler Irvin. Bebsy, take it away, Bears-Packers.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think that Corey Linsley injury is huge. That's Aaron Rodgers' center. That guy's an absolute stud. That is a very difficult position to lose, especially against this still very strong Chicago defense. And now the Chicago defense is the only reason why I'm not just pouring money on Green Bay right now. 8 points feels like a lot in a divisional game with a very talented defense, but on the other side, how do you put any faith in the Bears offensively? They're just atrocious. And I feel like I'd be putting money on this game just for the sake of betting again, because I'm like you, all my action is early. But there's nothing that I feel overly confident about. Even the points total in this. I want to bet the over. And I want to bet Green Bay to cover the spread because I think they're angry this week after that loss that they really just let slip away last week to the Colts. But I just think it's too many points. And I don't know if I know Green Bay is capable of doing their point to hit the over, but I don't know if Trubisky is. Yeah, nuke worker. Agree 100%. Putting money on Trubisky is like throwing it in the fire. It absolutely is. So if you're gonna bet the Packers, because I really feel like they can tire out this defense, because I don't see Trubisky keeping the Bears offense on the field long enough for them to get proper rest. But still, it's a lot of points in a divisional matchup.
It is. It is. I need to know about Akeem Hicks. And even if he's in, though, I'm going to be hesitant. I expect him to be out. We have a long time. Well, not long. We have 8 hours before this pops off. So, but I agree with what Dennis Garcia says. The Bears seem to always play the Packers tight. Always seem to play them close.